Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the hashtag
Geneva
Forex
event.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the hashtag
Geneva.
And certain things. So anyway, long story short, I bought these cards. I have not opened them yet, and so I thought I would do that with you guys while I'm drinking my coffee. And let's see what they Okay. As I was reading about this, I believe that everything was done in Russian. I could be wrong, but the history seems to be that he did this. Everything was written in Russian. So I believe that this booklet has been translated from Russian. He did not write this in English, although this book is in English. It looks like it has, there are no pictures. Here's a Celtic cross. Major Arcana. Sometimes I've noticed that when tarot cards are created by persons who are not professional tarot readers, a lot of times, not all the time, but sometimes I've noticed that when they do it on their own, the books that come very not a lot of writing or pictures or whatever. This pairs up with someone who is very, get the really nice This was in there to protect the cards in the book. All right, so here are the cards. This is the back of them. There are 78 cards in the deck. I'm just going to along. The card stock's very nice, by the way. I've really gotten to the point where I don't buy cards from Llewellyn anymore, just because the card stock and the packaging is so cheap. It's too bad, because some of the people that I just cannot. It's just the materials are so cheap, so I just don't do it anymore. So obviously this was not done by Llewellyn. Okay, so there's the 10 of coins, the Magician. Beautiful, beautiful cards. These are so stiff, they may be a little bit hard to shuffle. The Science. It's interesting. Fertility. Come on, get in focus there. Does not want to. Fertility does not want to focus. Wonder if that's a sign. Actually, I can't. There we go. Man of Knowledge. Inspiration. So you have it in English and German and French, it looks like. Or is that? Yeah. Lovers is actually the choice card, huh? Interesting. The Chariot. Definitely has a Russian, I think that even if you didn't know that this was a Russian painter or Russian artist, I think you could still tell that this is definitely a Russian artist that kind of has a Christian Orthodox, Russian Orthodox type feeling to it. Come on, my friend. There you go. Good job. So all of the pip cards. Interesting. So these are very beautiful cards. Yeah, look at Hanged Man is actually selfishness. Selflessness. I need to learn how to speak. Oh, the Death card. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? So he's riding on some type of mythological creatures, like a dragon type looking animal, over a body of water, and then there is a hand coming out trying to grab that last leg, and then of course this Death itself is looking backwards from something, looking back. Very interesting. Court card. And his consort, the Knight. So the court cards are the same. You have the Page, the Knight, the King and Queen as the Rider-Waite. And this is based off of Rider-Waite. Obviously, there's some differences. Interesting Devil. Has a very feminine look to it. Oh gosh, why does that get up? I hate when that does that. besides the body, the face is actually has a femininity to it. Very interesting. Tower. Star. Moon. That's absolutely a beautiful moon. And this looks like very when you go to Moscow, I've been there once, need to go back, absolutely fascinating city. When you go to the Kremlin, the State Museum of Russian History, I believe that's the name of the building, these look very similar to that building that's in the square. The sun card is interesting here. I'm looking at that because the emphasis really doesn't seem to be on the sun. The sun almost has a secondary, almost looks secondary as, you know, it's looking down on these two kids in their garden, I believe. And the sun almost takes on a secondary role. It's interesting. A lot of times, different decks I have, the sun is definitely the main focus. Oh, rebirth. Judgment card. There's the Fool. Oh, I love this Fool. Look at this. That's fantastic. Getting ready to walk, not just over the precipice, you know, not just over the cliff, but has a little something waiting for him there. Little lizard-like thing. And then a reddish dog. Three of Swords. I guess I am going to go through all these. Four of Swords. Six of Swords. I like, I Swords with the mermaid. Isn't that gorgeous? Very beautiful. There's the Eight. A little bit different than the other decks, the Rider.